Good morning from Cologne, Germany. Today I'm travelling first class on Deutsche Bahn's ICE 2416 train all the way from here in Cologne to Hamburg. I bought today's first class ticket for an incredible €22.87. That's cheaper than most budget airlines. But with recent headlines of delays and underinvestment in Germany's railway network, can Deutsche Bahn still deliver on its promise of efficiency and comfort? Let's go inside and find out. Okay, my journey's not up there yet, so I'll go and get a cup of coffee before I find out which platform my train departs from. Hello. I got slightly confused about something, and so I've just been into the Deutsche Bahn help centre, a sort of travel centre, to work out what was going on. As I said outside, I booked this very, very cheap ticket for €22.87. The class is called Super Sparpreis, which means super low priced ticket, because I booked it so far in advance. Normally these tickets are probably around €100, something like that. But I couldn't find which carriage I was supposed to be in or what my seat number was. At the bottom of the ticket there appeared to be some numbers that weren't assigned to anything else. I thought, well, that's probably what it is. So I went in to ask. It turns out I'd booked a ticket but not a seat. And I definitely wanted to have a seat because I wanted to be in one of these solo seats, so you're not caught looking into somebody's eyeballs for the 4 hours up to Hamburg. Anyway, to do that cost €6.50, and now I've got a seat, the kind of seat that I wanted, a solo seat. They were so friendly in there. Everybody spoke a little bit of English, I spoke my terrible German, and they didn't laugh me out of the place, so that's good. Okay, we now have a platform number, it's platform number 4. It's 8:30 and we're departing in 40 minutes. I think that's me, 910, ICE 2416, platform 4. Deutsche Bahn, Germany's national railway operator, is known for its high-speed ICE trains. That's Intercity Express, connecting cities in Germany at speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour. Despite their reputation for engineering excellence, DB has faced criticism recently for delays and disruptions. I can already see that there's a couple of trains on the board that look like they're cancelled. I'm hopeful that mine is going to make it today. And let's see if first class lives up to its reputation. A short special shout out for the DB app, which is actually pretty good, and you can use it in English, which has been very helpful for those of us with very deficient German like me. As I said earlier, I didn't actually have a seat reservation. The one thing that would be very handy to be able to work out on the app is that you don't have a seat reservation, particularly for Egypts like me who don't regularly use ICE trains. On the information boards it tells you where your carriage is roughly going to be in terms of zones. I'm in zone C. So hopefully wagon 10 will show up roughly where I am and make it very easy for getting on board. I could smell some delicious pastries going on downstairs and bought myself an emergency croissant for later in the journey. What I didn't realize is that they serve them warm here. This may not be an emergency croissant. This may be eat as soon as you get onto the actual train croissant. But let's see if my hunger can last that much. Hunger's got nothing to do with it. Heat is everything. So we're looking for Wagen 10, Platz 11. Wagen 10, place 11, or seat 11. By the window. It should be on its own. I can see on the information board from here, I've got very good eyesight really, that we're already delayed by a few minutes. So far only 5, so let's hope that that's the extent of it really, but not surprised.
Dortmund Hauptbahnhof, Abfahrt 9:10 Uhr, heute circa 5 Minuten später. Information on IP 2416 to Hamburg Altona via Dortmund Hauptbahnhof, departure 9:10 a.m. Delay today by about 5 minutes. Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt.
Honestly, I'm just glad it's here, to be honest with you. It's only a few minutes late. Okay, here's carriage 10. Okay, we're off. Extended to a 9-minute delay. Yeah, it could be worse, but you know. Let's take a quick gander at the seat here in the first class carriage, and I've picked one of the solo seats, seat number 11. It has the seat number on the side of the seat, which is very handy. There's two very comfortable armrests. There's a very small tray table, really enough for you to put your coffee on rather than a laptop. It has one of these kick-down footrests. You can see my ginormous boot is struggling to get purchase on it. This is an unusual little tray, which is for your trash. Handy. That hasn't been cleaned out in a while. And up here you've got a spot to put your drink, so it doesn't shake all over the place as you cross through the beautiful landscape of Germany. There's also somewhere to plug in and charge your comestibles. The onboard toilet was compact but kept relatively clean throughout the journey. That's more of a grimace than a smile, I think. This sink is one of those all-in-one affairs that has soap, water and a dryer all in one spot, and underneath you've got a place for your used paper towels. I've popped in between the carriages so that I can freely have a little word with you. A couple of things that I noticed so far about this particular train. First of all, the drinks service is quite frequent. One of the members of staff comes along and says, "Do you want anything to drink?" I ordered a coffee. They only had filter coffee today. It was some of the strongest filter coffee I've ever drunk. I may be bouncing off the ceiling before long. With regard to my seat reservation, I think I would have been fine without one. There were quite a number of seats available. If you look at the side of the seat, it tells you if they're free or not. And in fact, in my carriage, there were quite a few that were free. There's also quite a few what I'd like to think of as wanderers, people who seem to be wandering up and down quite a lot. Nobody has checked my ticket or my seat reservation at any point, so I suspect if you didn't have a first class ticket, you could sit down until somebody challenged you. And so far, at least, nobody has challenged anybody. So we are continuing with a bit of a delay. It's under 10 minutes, so it's no big deal. I'm just glad that this service wasn't cancelled like a couple of the train services that appear to be cancelled operating out of Cologne this morning. There's about 2 hours left on this ICE train, and I'm feeling the effects of some jet lag after flying in from Miami, so I think I might try and have a little nap. We're just arriving into Bremen. I spoke too soon. A ticket inspector did arrive at my seat a little while ago, looking for the ticket, though not for the seat reservation. So I think you need to be in the right carriage. Bremen looks nice. Germany's rail network has faced mounting criticism. In the last couple of years, around a third of long-distance trains have run with a delay. And today, delays remain a bit of a hot topic for most passengers. Deutsche Bahn blames ongoing infrastructure upgrades, but there are some out there who call it a symptom of decades of underinvestment. Here we go. Well, we've arrived in Hamburg just about 5 or 6 minutes late, which isn't bad, given the profile of delays that Deutsche Bahn has encountered over the past year, or at least that people have been writing about online. While the journey itself was comfortable, any delays highlight the ongoing issues that Deutsche Bahn faces in restoring its once legendary reputation. Having said all of that, travelling first class on an ICE train for €22.87 is an absolute steal. Even the DB staff members at the Cologne station thought that that deal was really low. Given that I come from a country with too few train services, it might feel a little bit unfair to be so picky about Deutsche Bahn. But I think the distance between okay and great is something that it probably can achieve. On that note, thanks so much for being here for this episode of Planet Patrick. And until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.
Feel the pressure start to push up underneath my skin. Haters gonna hate, but this is just the way I am. Try to come against me, all you gotta say is win.